all day, but it's just cracking me up that I stop this like one more thing. So tell me in the chat if that's you too. Tell me in the chat if that's you too. I think I think it's a trait of people uh, who are make good virtual assistants, right? Because we're just trying to like squeeze the lemon all the time. So tell me who's here. I can see you all on our YouTube channel. We have others at the VA Connection, which is super cool. Let's fill the chat up. All right, let's fill the chat up. So this is the group reward session. This is where we reward people for doing homework, which I'm a huge fan of. Huge fan. I know that the breakthroughs that I've received when I do a training or read a book or anything like that really come from stepping into it, right? Really come from stepping into it. So far we've given away 2 of the VA School bonus. For VA School, there's a bunch of bonuses, and you're going to learn more about those as more time goes by. But essentially, we've given away the Template Bank and the Rocket Girl Show. We've given away 2 one-on-one strategy sessions with me, which is cool. And we've given away 2 Amazon gift cards, all to reward our homework doers, right? And during our live sessions, we gave away 6 $25 Amazon gift cards. So that's cool too. So Jules is here. Hello, Di is here. So everybody else, let me know where you are in the world. I would love to hear. Now, let's jump into, we're going to do a little recap. We're going to do a little recap. And, I love that you're all checking out either how to start a business or how to supercharge the one that you have, right? I'd love to hear what camp you're in. Are you trying to supercharge or are you trying to start from scratch? And I've realized that the best way I can promise you the results you want you what allowed me to start, grow, and scale my own business. All of these years, it's been 14 years now, working from home and having a flexible schedule, and working with awesome clients, right? Making the money I wanted to make all from home. And like I said, I've been a virtual assistant since 2010, and I'm here to show you, you can do this too, right? And I also believe that being a virtual assistant is the smart, consistent money working from home. I've been around for a while. I've been in the online space of VA for 14 years. Before that, I had an online business that I started in 2001. So I've been in the zone for a bit, and I've been around entrepreneurs for a long time, either my clients or people who are starting from scratch. And I see people going off on tangents like, well, let's just jump in. I love this slide. So you guys can probably relate to this, right? So we start one thing, and we start another, and we start another. And the thing is that we never get where we want to be, right? It's an Etsy store. It's multi-level marketing. It's, we're going to get a new job. We're going to start this new consulting thing, all the things. And, and some people go back to school, and all of those things are fine. But I really believe that being a VA, it doesn't require, things like that, but you do have to have the recipe. You have to have the recipe, and you have to have, think about your business like making a cake, right? Like making a cake. You need the right ingredients in the right order. And if you skip one or don't get the mix right, just like a cake, the whole thing can fall apart, right? Yeah, now there are 4 essential ingredients that every successful virtual assistant business needs. And yesterday, I walked you through each one. So the complete recipe for VA success is client attraction, right? Bringing in clients consistently. This is key, guys. This is key. Because what you're going to learn is that clients, and I say this respectfully, I say this lovingly, clients are not dependable. They're not dependable, because what's happening is they have their lives and they're this and they're that, and they think you need to, and so what you want to do is you want to fortify yourself against that. So no matter what happens with your client, you still have plenty of work coming in. And I figured out how to do that. And there is a very specific formula to follow, and it's inside the client attraction portion of VA School. The second thing is you need pricing and packaging. You want to charge what you're worth, and you want to create offers that sell. And so many virtual assistants, holy smokes, they created setup, one price for this type of work and another price for this type of work, and invoicing and retainers and packages and like all of this crazy stuff. I remember one time I had a student who came in who was restarting their business, and I went and they said, "Oh, I'm following your, the way that you teach us to package." And I went to their website and I looked, and I am not kidding you guys, they had like 19 different options. You can say, "Oh yeah, let's see, where am I on this grid?" They're going to be like, "Are you kidding me?" Right? So you want to keep it super duper simple, super duper simple. All right. And that's what we do. And we have a system that I teach you step by step how to get paid up front, how to, skip contracts, all of that stuff that you're worried about. You don't need it. And I'm going to show you what to do instead. Okay. The next ingredient you need are VA skills. And it's really building skills, right? VA business building skills, because a lot of you are going to focus on the tech and you're going to skip the strategy. And what's going to happen is you're going to have a lot of tech, but you're not going to have a lot of clients. So it's critical to put your efforts where they're going to make the most difference, right? And that is in building your business skills. And once you get it down, it's not a big deal. You can kind of go, I won't really say on autopilot. The big effort is in the beginning, right? The big effort is in the beginning, and you establish yourself and your reputation and certain behaviors and processes that you do over and over and over to get the result that you want. And it's like a snowball, right? It's definitely like a snowball. It starts rolling down the hill, and you are good to go when you put the right steps in place to begin. And then your VA operating system, to help you stay organized, efficient, and in control. And I have to actually talk to Mark, the guy who does my graphics. He's such a genius. He's like, look at this. He did this, he's just so good. And I had this picture of a woman, a cartoon woman here. And then I had all these arrows coming in, like email, Zoom, phone calls, text messages, project management software, like all of the things all of the ways that clients are going to give you information, files, right? And you need a way to organize them. And the system that I have, you can really find something in 5 seconds. And I don't use the search feature. I mean, you can, but it's by having a system and knowing exactly where the files go. And we have a whole section on that. I think it's called day-to-day tools or something, day-to-day management. Maybe that's what it's called, one of the modules. And we have all of the tools, but file management is critical. You really have to know how to do. Guys have the desktop nightmare, where everything's on your desktop. And I started out like that. Everything was on my desktop, or I was just flinging things everywhere. I didn't understand the importance of the files and the data and the information. I'm writing it in my notebook. And then all of a sudden I look up, I have a successful business, but I'm wasting so much time because I can't find my stuff, right? I can't find my stuff. So the system is critical. It's critical. And it goes across all of your taking and password management, email management, file management, like all of the management. It's all in VA school, and it's all waiting for you. And it's important because you can't find something, and not only do you start freaking out, but you waste a lot of time, right? You waste time you could be billable, and you waste time you could be relaxing. And either way, wasting time is a bummer, right? Good. Now be sure to watch the replays, even if you've watched them. Because there's so much information in there. How many of you guys are geeks like me? Do you ever watch movies twice? I like to watch movies twice, right away. And thankfully my husband, he is such a good guy because, I have quirks. I definitely have quirks, and that's one of them. And I do it when he's not home. I definitely do it. Like he's going away in a couple of weeks, and whatever movie I pick, if I like it, as soon as it's over, I'll put it on again. What I missed that I understand now because of the ending, right? I want to see those nuances. And so that's the same thing that I want you to do when you're watching the replay. So watch them twice, watch them 3 times. There's a lot of valuable information in there, and I want you to really soak it up and get it inside of you. Okay. Good. Yeah. So Maggie says, I've watched 3 times even. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. So let's see where you guys are on the continuum of virtual assistants. Okay. Where are you from? I just moved from Connecticut to Virginia, Bentonville, Ontario. Oh, hey, Brenda, how's it going? All right, so looking to start my business, starting from scratch, restarting my business. Good, scratch, super. Yes, starting from scratch, supercharge my business. Yes, good, good. That's awesome, awesome, awesome. Yeah, there's something here for you, no matter what. And I think in the introduction you saw that, there's the case of Leanne and Angela, who they were both in business, and Christine kind of, she was doing like sort of more like more freelance work. But all 3 of them, they started out, they had clients, they were doing their thing, but it wasn't enough. Like Angela, I think her deal was she was billing $25, 25 hours a month, and now she's billing 25 hours a week, and she did something crazy. Maybe you guys can remember. Did she quadruple her income? I'm pretty sure that's what she said. Or like Jen Cohen, who was starting from scratch, and she has doubled her income. So what her deal is, she quit her job. They wanted her to come back after COVID, and she was like, no, thank you. And what happened was, she started her VA business. She got down to business. She got busy, and the amount of hours she works now as a VA, worked those same hours for her employer, she makes double. She makes double, and she works from home. And I think she usually wraps up her work by lunch, and she takes Fridays off, and she's doing great. Right? She's doing great. And some of you guys want to make a full-time income. Like think about Leanne. Leanne definitely wants to make a full-time income. She works full-time hours. I think last time I talked to her, I think she said she's working 32 hours a week, which you have to understand. You have to take care of like your business too. So at her desk a few more hours than that. But last year she made $104,000, and this year her target's even higher. So that's pretty cool, right? But all of them have this in place. They have the 4 ingredients, absolutely, and they've worked through them a couple of times, to make sure that they have everything in place, and worked with me to get it done, right? Absolutely. And then this I love, 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 because when you have all your 4 ingredients in place, right? It totally looks like this. You can stop chasing all the other paths, and you can make take the most direct path to making money from home. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. I love this. All right. Now we've talked about the replays, but I want to make sure you know that you can go over to vabusinesshub.com. They're all there. All the links you need, all the things. There's plenty of time. All right. Next Thursday. And so there's plenty of time. It's funny because we can speed time up with panic, or we can elongate time when we're calm. So when it comes to this, be cool, be calm, just find yourself some time to watch the replays. You can play them in your car. You can play them when you go for a walk. Meaningful on the screen, you can look at your phone, right? So, and everything is there. Okay, everything is there. So now we're going to review the homework, and if anyone has questions, just put them in the chat. All right, I would love to hear. So we talked about on the first day what an amazing opportunity it is to be a virtual assistant. We talked about how this profession is growing. We talked about how, according to Business Research Insights, the global VA market size was $2.5 billion US dollars. It's going to touch $8.5 billion by 2028. So you are in the right place. And Insidia reports, and I'm not surprised, 92% of virtual assistants report high satisfaction with the flexibility of their work. And we talked about how you can get started with the skills you have right now. And we did a ton of mindset work, right? Who loved the part? Well, actually, this was on the second day, but who loved the part about the circumstances? I love What are my circumstances and what am I making it mean, right? Really important. So, the homework was to decide on 1 to 3 services. You have a worksheet in your workbook and you posted it in the Facebook group or on the VA Business Hub. All right, good. Homework for number 2. So 2 major lessons were uncovered about your work. So you need to talk about your work in a clear, simple way. Formula, so that people will not only help you, but they'll refer you to their friends. And we're not asking your friends for help. We're not going to your friends and saying, can you spread the word? You can do that if you want to, but that's not, I don't like doing that. But because we're so clear and they can remember when it comes up, it rolls off their tongue, right? It rolls off their tongue. Just like an insurance agent, a mechanic, a hairstylist, right? It's like, you'll just, well, here's so I wanted to find, my hair is doing a crazy thing. And so I reached out to my old hair person on a text message. I'm like, hey, Allie, this is what's going on with my hair. She told me what to do. I did it, like, boom, people, I do that all the time. I ask for help constantly because I want the best advice I can get. And so I go to the experts. And when it comes to my hair, Allie is my chick, right? Absolutely. So it's the same kind of thing. And then the second lesson, we talked about a simple your weekly revenue, right? Your weekly revenue. And then you can take that next level by multiplying it by 50 or 52, however many weeks you want to work a year to see what your number is. And we also talked about, there's a bunch of calculators in VA school. And I want you to know about this because the numbers can be stressful. I'm not really a numbers person. So what happened was I created some spreadsheets. My husband, who's a certified public accountant, and so I was able to track my business without stressing out, because that's the whole thing for me. All of the things that are in VA school were designed to keep me calm, right? As I move through this whole business thing. So one of the calculators, what it does is you track your revenue inside it. These things are in Excel and they're also in a Google Sheet format. So you don't need Excel. And there's a video that I explain exactly how to use them, right? Exactly how to use them. Know how to use those programs, it's not a problem. It's not a problem. So one of them, you put all your revenue in and it tracks who it comes from and how it comes in. It calculates your average hourly rate, which is really good to know. And then it also does a projection for you. Like, for example, if you had your information in for January and February of this year, if everything stays the same, it tells you what your year is going to look like. And then you can plug in other numbers, estimates, to see what it will be when you get more business. So that's kind of cool. I've spent a lot of time with that one. And then there's an hourly rate calculator where there's just 4 boxes and you put different numbers in it and it tells you, like, it spits out the answer, which is super cool. There's a cash flow calculator that tells you, money in, expenses out, how much actual cash you'll have. And then the other one, oh, this is a good one. This is brand new. Office deduction calculator. The home office deduction calculator, there are certain things when you live in the US and other places that you can deduct from your taxes. And this is a spreadsheet to track that. And then you figure out what percentage of your house your office is. You put that number in and it calculates all of the things that you can deduct. And then it gives you a number for your taxes. So that is super cool too. All right, good. So your homework was to write out the practice it out loud and post it in the Facebook group or at the hub. Okay, good. And then homework number 3. I love homework number 3. I really love homework number 3. What I asked you to do is write the story of your successful VA business. Visualizing and getting in touch with what you really want is key to having a successful business. And yeah, if you guys are into woo, I'm your girl. Woo doesn't overcome us, but talk about, because our energy, how we feel, what we're thinking about, it impacts the outcome of our business. And so we talk about that. But I want you to get yourself in a quiet spot and just think about, what do you want your business to be? What do you want it to look like? What are you going to give up? What are you going to let go of? Right? Like maybe checking your bank account every morning in bed, which I used to do. Or what will you be able to enjoy more of? Lunabars. So really think about that. Okay. So that was our homework. It's not too late to do it. It's not too late. We're going to talk, I think we're going to talk about this in a minute, but I'm going to talk about it right now just in case. So, we have these, well, we're in one right now, the group rewards session. We're going to have one on Monday at 10. And don't forget the clocks changed. Okay. The clocks are changing on Saturday night, which I am so excited about. I can't even tell you. A whole extra hour for me. So what I want you to know is that if you've done, in order to win a prize here, you only have to have done one homework. To win a prize on Monday, you have to have done all of the homework. So just do it. It's super simple, right? It's going to get in your brain. You're going to start thinking, getting into action, getting yourself going toward being a virtual assistant. And really, I think maximum you could do each one of them in 15 minutes. If you did them all at once, it's probably, you might want to dive into this homework number 3 a little bit longer. Okay. Good, 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 good. Oh, good. Ginger, I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled. Thank you. She says you're making this easier to follow. I love that. That's good. I know it's a lot of information. It's a lot. And, I would rather overwhelm you than underwhelm you, because it doesn't, that such a bummer, when you go to a training, you're like, really, it's over? Like, what did we learn? I hate that. Late yesterday afternoon at the end of our training, that we have a wait list for VA School. VA School is going to open enrollment on Monday. We've been talking about it a lot. I know that some of you are very excited. In fact, I looked, there's several hundred people. Well, that's an exaggeration. There's a couple hundred people on the wait list already. I just went and looked a little while ago. I'm excited about that. So definitely check it out. Go over, let me give you the URL. I meant to put it on this graphic and then I realized that too late. So let's see, VA, here it is. All right. So you can just go here, vaschool.info. There's a big yellow banner. It says add me to the wait list. Click, put your email address in, and you will hear a little bit about the doors opening, and you'll be able to see all of the things that are in VA School. And then we're going to have a session on Monday night, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. But definitely get yourself on the wait list. Okay. Good, 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 good. I am very excited. I'm very excited. Yeah. Okay, good. All right. So, whoops, too many clicks. Oh, that's interesting. All right. We're supposed to have to fix that later. Okay. So the first thing we're giving away today is, let me just look at the comments. Okay, awesome. The first thing we're giving away today is a lifetime access to the debit card course. Now, I've kind of hinted at this. The debit card course is how it's a standalone course. You'll see when I talk more on Monday. VA School is like crazy pants. There's so many things. It's basically everything you need is there. And so there's a debit card course. And I teach you how to get paid up front for your work without the headaches of contracts, invoicing, chasing down clients. You don't want to chase money. Life is too short to be chasing money. And so in this system, you're going to learn step by step the system for transforming your business. I've been doing my work like this on getting prepaid. I don't know. I had to struggle first for a while to figure it out. Probably 12 years half in, I figured this out. It changed everything. It changed everything. My clients love it. My students love it. My students' clients love it. I've even had one of my clients said to me, my new client said, the reason they hired me was because of how you get paid, right? Because of how you want to get paid. Because you're like an actual business. You look professional. You stand out from the rest, right? Yeah. And Brenda is, she's a VA School graduate and community. Yeah, we don't talk about that a lot, well, at least not today. But the thing is the people who are in VA School, there's a few cohorts going through right now. And so the new students will join them. Unbelievable. The camaraderie, the friendships, the support. Like, I don't even know how to explain it. But well, so the first time we rolled out VA School was June 2021. And I noticed people in the live sessions, they were talking to each other like they knew And I'm like, how is that? What are they doing? You know, because I'm like pretty highly introverted. I don't reach out that much. And then I was like, okay, is this okay? And I thought, yeah, this is good. All right, we'll just keep going. And then we rolled it out again in October and it happened again. And I was like, everybody's talking to each other, right? Everyone's talking to each other. And they're saying things like, hey, I'll catch you after class. And I was like, okay. And then in January, I just said to everyone, okay, look around the room. Life is in here, so just pick them out, right? And just start, getting to know them, and that's really what it is now. And so we even have a community after people graduate. It's called VA School of Momentum Builders, where students, graduates can join to stay. There's education, there's all kinds of cool benefits. And the number one benefit, I think, for most people is they want to continue to hang out with their friends who are VAs. And I get that, right? So yeah, so I'm not sure what your first name is, but it says up front is the way to go. Yeah. Yeah. So Meggie says, why would they pay before the service? People get paid before all the time. And we'll talk more about that inside VA school. It's kind of like way too much to go into now. But yeah, all of my clients pay me up front. I mean, think about a lawyer, think about a lot of professions, right? You're in a service professional now, assistant, and it's just so much easier. And I'll explain more of it as maybe I can include it in the sneak peek on Monday. I'll give that some thought because it is really valuable. But yeah, clients prepay for their time, and then you work it down, and they buy more, and you keep going, and they know where they stand, and you know where you stand, and no one's chasing money, and it's just amazing. It's amazing, right? Good. Okay, so everything you need is in here. Card processing. I give you the templates you need to email your clients. So you get all the words, you get the tech, you even get a Canva template for this little credit card, right? You get a Canva template for this little credit card. So it's all in there. It's complete. Good. Okay. Now, the next prize is a one-on-one strategy session with me. So you'll have my complete attention for 30 minutes, and you're welcome, Maggie. And talk about anything you want. You can come with a list of 400 questions and we'll just go down them and we'll record it. So you don't even have to take notes, and you'll get the recording the next day so you can listen and stop the tape, listen, I'm 1,000, stop the recording, and go through it step by step. Good. Okay. And then the third thing we're giving away is an Amazon gift card just for you. You can buy yourself a treat or something you need. And if you live in a part of the world where Amazon.com, like, for example, yesterday we had a woman who won, I think, in France. And so that's pretty cool. So we're figuring that out now, but we're going to send her gift card today. Okay. All right. So who's ready for prizes? Who's ready for prizes? Okay. So here's what we're going to do. All right. And let me just get the wheel of names. So Mandy's here, you guys. Say hello to Mandy. You love Mandy. Look what Mandy did today. She made I got to tell you, you think like, why would I have someone do this? It's pretty straightforward. But you know what Mandy does for us? She goes and downloads all the homework from the form where you guys submitted it on the hub. And then she goes over to the Facebook group and she grabs all of those names from the homework thread. She puts them in here. She puts the logo on. She makes it all snappy. We have a Google, and she puts the link for me at the top of the sheet. And let me tell you, so I spent my time getting ready for you and not doing this. And she loves doing this. And I have to tell you, I am a little jealous because I love being a VA. So I love doing stuff like this. But I know as an entrepreneur too, that it's important for me to have help. All right. So here we go. So everybody's on here. All right. I'm going to start the drum roll. We're going to give away the debit card course. Okay, cool. Here we go. Okay, Michelle Russell. Congratulations, Michelle Russell. You're going to get the debit card course, and that's awesome. I hope you really enjoy it. Okay, so I'm going to remove this. Okay, the 30-minute strategy session with moi. Okay, ready? All right, Brenda Quinney, congratulations. Mandy will be in touch with you. We're going to schedule your time with me after we close enrollment for VA school. So after next week, and I'll look forward to that. Excellent. Great. Love this. Okay. And who's ready for a $25 Amazon gift card? I know I would be. Here we go. Brenda Alsop, congratulations. Brenda is a graduate, and she's a friend, and she's here today, continue learning. So congratulations. That's awesome, Brenda. Fabulous. Okay, so yay. All right, so let's move the wheel. Let's move the wheel. Let's talk about what's next. Okay, what's next? All right, watch the replays if you missed a session, vabusinesshub.com. Okay, do the homework, day 1, 2, and 3. Invest in yourself. You're worth it, 100%. Come to the bonus session Monday at yourself on the wait list. Okay, there's going to be special bonuses for people who are on the wait list. All right, so keep an eye on that email inbox, specifically on Sunday. Okay, I'm just giving you a hint. Giving you a hint. Good. Yeah. So congratulations, everybody. Thank you, Mandy. Thank you, everybody. I will see you on Monday. Did I tell you about that? Yeah, I did. Let me just leave this on your screen, though. Boom, boom, boom. I guess I mentioned it earlier. Back. Oh, did I not do that? Oh my gosh. Okay, so let me tell you right now. If I did not mention this, we have a sneak peek. Oh, I know where I put it. Okay, we have a sneak peek session on Monday at 5. Okay, it's on your calendar. If you subscribe to the calendar, we've put, I don't know, 5 new events that are happening next week as all of you consider whether or not VA school is for you. 5 o'clock sneak peek. There'll be posts, there'll be emails, all the things, but make sure it's on your calendar, and the link to join is there, so I can lift up the hood and show you all things VA school. Okay, you guys, have a great weekend. I'll see you on Monday. Take good care. Bye for now.